Order, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, honorable city council members, mayor, city treasurer, our deputy clerk, our city attorney, to the administrative staff, those who are in the audience, and to those who are viewing tonight's broadcast via our broadcast channel and YouTube Live. Welcome to the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting, and today's date is Monday, March 27, 2023. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so under the public comment portion of the agenda. Please fill out a request to speak public comment card, which is located on the table in the back of the chambers, and hand it to the deputy clerk. Additionally, members of the public who are viewing tonight's meeting via our broadcast channel or YouTube Live can submit their comments to publiccomment@romulusgov.com. And at this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo.
Here.
Councilman Barton.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
Councilwoman Webb.
Here.
Councilwoman Williams.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Tonight's council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda. 2, minutes. 3, petitioner. 4, chairperson's report. 5, mayor's report. 6, clerk's report. 7, treasurer's report. 8, public comment. 9, unfinished business. 10, new business. 11, warrant. 12, communication. And number 13, adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved to accept the agenda as presented. Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Talley,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Webb,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Number 2, minutes. Agenda item 2A for approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on Monday, March 13th, 2023.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I'll make a motion that we approve the council meeting of March 13th at 7:30.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the minutes from our regular meeting held on Monday, March the 13th at 7:30. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
There were no special meetings that were held on March 13th, 2023. It takes us to petitioner. Mr. Chair and Council, we do have 2 petitioners. Actually, it's 1 petitioner that's on the agenda tonight. And the petitioner is Reverend Arthur Willis, and he's here to ask for a permit for a road closure request for the annual Good Friday Walk event. Reverend Willis?
Good morning, good afternoon, Mr. Mayor. Good afternoon, Mayor Pro Tem. Good afternoon, Council. Good afternoon, Clerk and Treasurer. Good afternoon, you, my brothers and sisters at home watching. Yeah, I know it may be a little bit out of order if I do. Mr. Mayor McCray, you can yell at me afterward, okay? But can you just all let's have a word of prayer for those family members and those kids, another school shooting, and just something has to get done. And then we have the tornado going through Tennessee. We lost lives, and those people are going through a lot. So we're in a comfortable spot right now. So if you're okay, just 2 seconds, I would appreciate it if you would just allow me that time. Sure. Father God, we thank you once again for allowing us to be able to come just to ask your blessing upon these. First of all, once again, Lord, we have another school shooting. 3 young kids lost their lives, and 3 adults lost their lives. And Lord, when we see the kids and the young girl on the bus, she's crying. And, Lord, that's going to be with her for a long time. And I pray, Father, you would just do something special with that city, with that school, with those teachers and faculties and all the kids. Please do it. And then, Lord, we know that you have everything under control, even when we don't understand why you do what you do. This tornado that went through Tennessee, and so many families lost everything they had. Then, Lord, there were so many miracles that you blessed so many people to be able to survive.
Amen.
But then there were so many lost. So many funerals want to be coming up. We pray, Lord, that you allow FEMA and all the ones that are there to maybe work it out for everyone so that no one will be lacking. Thank you for all the volunteers and the family members that's coming in to prepare food. And thank you for all the other cities that are sending resources there for this city. Lord, we thank you for this time. We praise you. We give you honor. We give you glory in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much for that.
Amen.
Appreciate it. We come again before you, ask for a no-fee permit. Once again, it's our annual Good Friday. It's coming up next month, and you know that's a very, very, very large event in the city of Romulus. It's a very multicultural, multilingual service where we come in and we carry the cross from the historical park down down Garden to 5 Point Church, and we have a community service there, about a half an hour. We do communion together. It's been a great event. If you have not been a part of that, just come out. And one of the highlights of that event is to carry that cross. And when you put that cross around on your shoulder and just carry it for a little way, something happens to you. You just can't carry that cross without feeling something. And this year, once again, we have characters along the route, and we're so blessed to have our mayor. He's going to be there. He's going to be in don't start nothing with me. He's going to be in great character. We have our clerk will be there. Our treasurer will be there. Our council people will be there. And we just love to have you come out and be a part of that. But we come tonight before you, and that's Good Friday. That's April 7th, and we're starting at 11 o'clock at the historical park. Our service will start at 12 o'clock at the 5 Point Church. Great walk. We just come before you tonight asking for a no-fee permit, once again, to help us to celebrate that great day.
To the chair,
Yes, Ms. Talley.
I'd like to make that motion for the no-fee permit for the Good Friday walk.
Support.
Who supported? Okay. It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo for a no-fee permit for the Good Friday Day Walk event. Any discussions? Hearing none, roll call vote. Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Ms. Williams.
Yes.
Ms. Webb.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Reverend Willis. Thank you.
Next on the agenda, number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. As Reverend Willis stated about these children and adults killed, another school killing. You know, can you imagine your kid leaving, or your parents leaving, or friends leaving the house and never coming back for the treasure? Just keep them in prayers, and hope one day we can do something to help ease the pain and solve some of these problems. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Thank you. Good evening, City Council, Madam Treasurer, Madam Clerk, Deputy Clerk, listening audience here and at home. Before I get to the action items of my event, I'd also like, of my report, I'd just like to thank you, Pastor Willis, for the effort you put into the Good Friday Walk. I've only recently been involved with that program, and it's a great program. It highlights the people in this community and their efforts and work in the true Romulus. So I appreciate it. You guys do a great event. It should be held high. We should get out there and check it out. And everybody that participates does a great job on that one. And thank you for inviting me to participate. I'm glad I did that last year. And I'm still not doing what you want me to do, but happy to support. It makes me proud to represent this community when they do events like this. So thank you very much for keeping keeping that alive and growing that event. Also, some good news to report on. A long way to go, but I was invited to testify up in Lansing last week in front of the Health Ethics Committee. Some good news came out of there as well. We have been successful in our request to get Eagle to reopen the period of public comment. I was contacted by Congresswoman Dingell about a date and a meeting place they're going to have to review these licenses that are requested. So, long way to go. It was good to be able to tell our story up there. We had full representation of Senator Camilleri, State Reps Wagala. He spoke on our behalf, Miller as well, and also Jim DeSane. So we got bipartisan support on this one, and a lot of different entities outside of our community that are hearing the story for the first time. So it seemed to ring a bell to them when I told them I'm the fourth mayor from Romulus to be up there and be talking about this well, and that we're not in favor. We've been fighting for all these years. So we'll see what we can do. Like I said, it seems like we have a little bit more momentum here, and we'll see where it goes, and we'll make sure we share the information about the public comment period, the meeting and the hearing to be held. So I'll make sure I share that. So like I said, good news, but a long way to go. Let's see, first action item I have tonight is a request for a no-fee permit at Elmer Johnson's Park. I would ask that council concur with the administration and authorize a no-fee permit for the use of the Elmer Johnson's Pavilion on June 9th, 2023 for their end-of-year 8th grade picnic.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Wadsworth?
I will move for a no-fee permit for the Elmer Johnson's Park for the Romulus Middle School 8th grade picnic on June the 9th.
Support.
Been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley for no-fee permit for the Elmer Johnson's Park, Romulus Middle School 8th grade picnic. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. I have another request for a no-fee permit for the Historical Park on Earth Day Nature Walk. So the request that council concur with the administration and authorize a no-fee permit be issued to the Kiwanis Club for the use of the Historic Park on April 22nd, 2023 for an Earth Day Nature Walk and cleanup event in conjunction with Romulus Community Schools.
So moved. Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Roscoe for no-fee permit, Historic Park, Earth Day, Nature Walk, and cleanup. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Yes, Ms. Roscoe.
I see Jasmine out there. I was just wondering, are you taking care of it? It doesn't give any times, or is it open to the public,
Yes.
or is it just for the schools?
Okay, what this is it's going to be a Earth Day project for elementary age children, and it'll be, we'll have speakers, crafts, we'll walk around, do a little bit of cleanup and, around the area. And it's going to be Earth Day, April 22nd. We request use of the park between 11 and 4, but the program will start between 12 and 1 o'clock. Approximately 1 o'clock it'll be starting, so.
Okay, so it's basically for the school kids.
Pardon?
So it's basically for the school-aged children?
Yes, correct, yes. Mhm.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, we're going to try to educate them, and you'll have some nice crafts for them.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have is a request to amend the ATDA bylaws. I would request that council concur with the administration and the Downtown Development Authority and approve the proposed amendments to the City of Romulus Downtown Development Authority bylaws to reflect the decrease in number and serving members from 13 into 9.
Through the chair,
Ms. Talley?
I'd like to make that motion to concur with administration and the Downtown Development Authority and approve the proposed amendments to the City of Romulus Downtown Development Authority bylaws to reflect the decrease in number of serving members from 13 to 9.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Mr. Wadsworth for the DDA bylaws. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have is a resolution for the opioid settlements. I ask that council concur with the administration and adopt the attached resolution authorizing entry of the participation agreements into partial settlement for the national prescription opiate litigation and entry into the state and local intrastate agreement concerning allocation and settlement proceeds.
Through the chair,
Ms. Tally?
I'd like to make that motion with discussion to concur with the administration and adopt the attached resolution authorizing entry of participation agreements and partial settlement of the national prescription opiate litigation and entry of state and local government intrastate agreement concerning allocation of settlement proceeds.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Tally, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for a resolution for the opiate settlements. Discussion, Ms. Tally.
Thank you. Steve, quick question. I'm so glad you're here to answer this question for me. We had back February 6th, we did one with Myers for opioid settlement, correct?
Correct.
This is on that same line?
Yes.
So this one approving tonight says partial settlement. The one we did previously is settlement, so I just need clarification.
It's partial in the sense that tonight we're talking about 4 companies.
Okay.
My letter says 5, but Walgreens, they haven't resolved it yet, so that's
Right.
going to be coming a little bit farther down the road. It's partial in the sense that it's 4, but it's a complete settlement as to these named 4 companies.
Gotcha.
And it's, you can see it's paid over time. If we get the maximum amount, if everybody continues to be in business and pay what they're supposed to pay, it's $185,000 some
Right.
dollars that would come to Romulus.
Okay, and then my next question, they are very specific about wanting these proceeds to go to some kind of program for the, do we have anything in mind right now that we want to use these funds for?
I think we've got some
I
discussion.
mean, they got a lot in here.
Yeah, we got discussion going on about what would be most appropriate to do in Romulus that
Yeah.
we'll probably be bringing to you, but
Yeah.
we haven't got the money in the door yet.
No, I get it, and we'll see what that program would be like when we get to that
And
point.
some of these it's a long list, as you can see here. Some of those would be difficult for a city the size of Romulus. You can't get into the medical business, for example, and providing medical services to people who have addiction problems, like some big city could that's running their own clinic, for example. But there's a number of them on here, certainly a lot of educational
Yeah.
programs.
Maybe stuff with the schools.
With the schools and
Yeah.
with faith-based organizations that we could
Yeah.
coordinate with to provide programs to help them support programs that they're running for.
We have a drug task force team, correct?
That could be a possibility as too, and we're working with, different community leaders, and by all
Okay.
means, if council has an idea or talks to somebody in a different community, what are they putting this point, we want to get the best use, and my first intent would be to invest in our youth and educate them.
Right.
But we got to follow the strict guidelines associated with these funds and what they can be spent on, so if we have new ideas, we'll make sure that, everybody's on board with those ideas, we'll make sure that it fits the requirement for the allocations of these funds, and then we'll move forward, hopefully we can do some good with it.
Do we have any timelines? Have they had any estimates or not really? It can be a long time before we see anything, or?
Oh, we'll see some of it this year. And
Okay.
we do have some money that's come in already from the previous ones, because prior to Myers, there was 2 companies that we settled to.
Okay,
So, they're picking them off pretty fast.
Pretty
now.
fast, yeah.
So in the future here, we're going to see some more.
okay, thank you, Steve.
Yeah. To the city attorney, I know you mentioned 185,000. So because for the residents out there watching, what is the total amount that the city would get as a whole?
From these 4 defendants, that's the $185,000. The one that we did, Myers, I don't have that number yet, but the first one that we did has the potential of having, where'd it go here? 300 and some thousand, I don't have the number right in front of me, over the length of the period of time that this will be in place. They vary from like 7 years to 15 years,
Right.
the payouts that are done annually.
So Romulus is getting less because we don't have a pharmacy? Is that the reason?
No, on these, it didn't matter whether you had a pharmacy or not.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other discussion? If there's no other discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next item I have is for the Merriman Road SED landscaping and irrigation. I would ask that council concur with the administration and award RFP 22-23-13 for a 2-year maintenance contract for landscaping and irrigation for the Merriman Road Special Assessment District, the SAD, to the responding contractor, DJ's Landscaping Management, in the estimated amount of $45,000 per season and not to exceed budgeted funds.
Need a motion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth.
I'm going to move that we approve, it's a RFP 22/2313. It's for the Merriman Road landscaping and irrigation system for 2 years in the amount of, it's $45,000.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Webb, for RFP 2223-13 Merriman Road SAD Landscaping and Irrigation System, 2-year maintenance contract. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, and I apologize to Ms. Vanessa Tolliver, but I forgot to present her video this morning, so I direct your attention to the video monitor, and we'll roll the video for Vanessa.
Hello, I'm Vanessa Tolliver, and here are some events happening in Romulus. The Easter egg hunt is this Saturday, April 1st. The hunt begins at noon sharp and is free for ages 11 and under. Please bring your own basket. This event will be held, rain or shine, behind the Romulus Senior Center. The community is invited to an annual Good Friday walk on Friday, April the 7th. Refreshments will be available beginning at 10 a.m. at 5 Points Church. A shuttle will take you to the Romulus Historical Park, where the walk will begin at 11 a.m. and conclude back at 5 Points Church. A non-denominational service will begin following the walk at 12 p.m. Nominations for Hometown Heroes are being accepted. Nomination forms can be found on our website, or you can pick one up in the lobby of City Hall. The deadline to submit an application is April the 10th. Yard waste pickup will resume the week of April the 10th. And thanks, everyone, and remember to share and like us on Facebook or visit our website for more information. You have a great night.
Thank you, Vanessa. Last action item I have is for introduction of Budget Amendment 2223-14. I would ask that council concur with the administration and introduce Budget Amendment 2223-14 to use fund balance to replace the Federal Weather Station tornado sirens equipped that is failing due to outdated equipment.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for introduction of Budget Amendment 2223-14. Any discussion?
Yeah, quick question through the chair.
Yes, Ms.
How did
Talley.
we come about this company? How did we get to them? West Shore Services.
Is that a sole proprietor?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So that's a company that we've used in the past for
Okay.
the old system, and we had to put this out, to bid.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, they're one of the only companies that around that still does that.
Okay. Are they doing the installation too?
Yes.
They are. Okay, thank you.
Is there any other discussion? If none, roll call vote. Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved.
Thank you. That will conclude my report for this evening.
Thank you, Mayor.
Takes us to number 6, the clerk's report. I have 4 action items, but before I ask you to take action, I would ask the council if you would adopt a memorial resolution for Bianca Nicole McBride. She was 34 years old, Romulus graduate. She leaves 3 small children behind. Her family owns the Romulus Beauty Supply Store right on Wayne Road, and just kind of an untimely death. So just ask if you would adopt the memorial resolution. That's the one I asked you to sign for the family.
So moved.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Webb, supported by Mr. Wadsworth for memorial resolution. Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved.
Thank you, council. First action item, 6A, for second reading and final adoption of amendments to Chapter 26, Section 26.3 of the Romulus Code of Ordinances. It is requested that council approve the second reading and final adoption of the amendments to Chapter 26, Article 1, Section 26-3, Permanent Structure and Food Mobile Services of the City of Romulus Code of Ordinances. This amendment was introduced at the March 13th regular council meeting.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make that motion for second reading and final adoption of amendments to Chapter 26, Section 26.3 of the Romulus Code of Ordinances.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, for second reading, final adoption of amendments, Chapter 26, Section 26 point of the Romulus Code of Ordinance. Any discussion? Here, no discussion. Roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
No.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Agenda item 6B. This is a request to amend the fiscal year 22-23 fee schedule. At the May 9th, 2022 regular meeting of the City Council approved the fee schedule for the 2022-2023 fiscal year. The clerk's office is requesting an amendment to the 22-23 fee schedule to add and allow the collection of food truck licensing fees in the amount of $275. $175 will be for the portable food service truck license and $100 for the fire inspection fee. This fee shall include the standard fire inspection. However, if an applicant has received a current inspection certificate from a fire department under the Western Wayne Consortium Agreement, the $100 inspection fee is waived and only the $175 portal food service truck license will be assessed. It is requested that council amend the 22-23 fee schedule for the clerk's office to allow the collection of the food truck licensing fees as presented.
To the chair,
Yes, Ms. Tally.
I'd like to make that motion to request to amend the 2022-23 fee schedule as presented by our clerk.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Tally, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for request to amend fiscal year 22-23 fee schedule at clerk's office. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Tally?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. Agenda item 6C, appointments to the Romulus Board of Zoning Appeals. It is requested that the council concur with the recommendation of the Executive Advisory Committee and appoint David Jones to the Romulus Board of Zoning Appeals pursuant to the Michigan Zoning Enabling Act 110 of 2006, with the term to expire on June 30th, 2025.
To the chair,
Ms. Tally?
I'd like to make that motion to concur for the BZA appointment of recommendation of Executive Advisory Committee and appoint David Jones to the Romulus Board of Zoning Appeals pursuant as stated.
Is there a second? Second. Okay. It's been motioned by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for appointment to the Romulus Board of Zoning Appeals. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, and motion is approved.
Thank you, council. And the last action item, which is 6D, this is a study session request. The Economic Development Department and the Planning Department are requesting a 30-minute study session for Monday, April 24th, 2023 at 7 o'clock p.m. for the purpose of providing the council with updates to development from North Point Development and amendments to Romulus Trade Center conditional rezoning and development agreement related to phasing. The time and the date are available for this request.
So moved. Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for a study session request for Monday, April 25th, 2023 at 7 p.m. from the Economic Development Department and the Planning Department for the North Point Development updates.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Webb, for a study session request for Monday, April the 24th at 7 p.m. Any discussion?
John,
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth?
is 30 minutes going to be enough for this? I mean, I don't think it is, but,
I think it should be. Really what this is, with the Eagle requirements and the wetland issues, they had to change some of the language on the
Yeah, I'm aware of
agreement, and it's gonna go from 7 buildings to 6, and they had to change the site plan, so I think they should be able to get this through, and they feel comfortable they can get it through to you,
all right, fine,
in 30 minutes.
okay.
Yeah, and another thing, if the council be in cognizance of, we do have a meeting at 7:30, and don't ask a lot of questions at 7:29. Thank you. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. That will conclude the clerk's report. Takes us to number 7, the treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, mayor, clerk, deputy clerk, and listening audience. I do not have any items under my report this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.
Takes us to number 8, public comment, and this is a portion of the agenda for those who are in the audience and who would like to address the city council. The rules to address city council can be found on the back of the meeting agenda. If you would like to address city council, please raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium and state your name. Please note, members of the public who submitted a public comment card will be called upon first. You will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. We do not have any cards that were submitted.
Okay, is there any other comments from the audience? If there's no comments from the audience, Okay.
And I've been patiently waiting. Since I leased this building, I've been waiting on the HVAC system so I can finish the build out for my coffee house. And there's been, I've asked questions, and it's been stated that it's being talked about, but how long am I gonna have to wait for this? And I don't know if this is the right forum to bring it up, but, I've been waiting for well over a year, maybe longer. So I'm just curious.
I can answer that. I know you were talking about the HVAC on the west suite of the
Correct.
building. I know Roberto Scaptitucci is looking at some different quotes and bids and designs with our HVAC professionals. I can't give you an exact date, but I can give you an update on that as soon as we find that out. Roberto's working with them right now. I know we had the heater over there before. The code requires, in order to be occupiable space, we have to make sure that it's adequately conditioned. So I know we got to provide that for that building. So as soon as I have a date, and I'll see where Roberto's at on it. I know he was working into this year's budget numbers too to see where we're at.
Okay, because like I said, the only reason I'm bringing it up is, like I said, if I can occupy that space, then things that I need to take care of monetarily with the city and everybody else could be taken care of. But, it's always these questions about what I'm doing, and, it could be easily addressed to me. And, I'd appreciate it if anybody got any questions about what's going on at the business. I'm here, I'm right across the parking lot, I'm very approachable, you can ask me anything and I'll tell you.
Yeah, as soon as I have an update from Roberto on the numbers we got and what we do to move forward, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Thank you. Are there any other comments from the audience? If not, Madam Clerk, we'll close that part out.
All right, just for the record, we did receive an email, but it was addressed to you all, so that email was forwarded to each of your email addresses for you to read.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Well, with that takes us to number 9, unfinished business.
Yes, wait.
Yes, I would just like to, because I'm constantly getting calls through the week, to the mayor. Is it any updates pertaining to the construction of the veteran monument?
Kathy Hood, our DPW Assistant Director, is working through the process right now to let bid. So they're moving forward.
Okay, thank you. John.
Go.
And I also would like the council to, we didn't have a meeting last week, but we had a resident that passed away, Diane Reed Harris. I would ask the council to support me in a memorial resolution for Ms. Harris.
So moved.
It's been motioned by Ms. Williams, supported by Ms. Webb for memorial resolution. Ms. Williams?
Yes?
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Is there any more unfinished business, council? All right, takes us to number 10, new business.
John?
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth.
If I could, to the public, I happen to go by the animal shelter today, and our shelter is beginning to reach capacity, so believe me, if there's anybody thinking about adopting a dog or a cat, go over there and take a look. They've got, the cages are almost filled, so we need to get some of these pets adopted. Thank you.
Thank you.
If there's no more new business, it takes us to number 11, approval of warrant 23-6.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion, we pay warrant 23-6 in the following amounts. General Fund, $78,887.02. Major Street Fund, $622.32. Local Street Fund, $877.15. Public Safety Fund, $25,870.83. Cable TV, $4,125.62. Merriman Road Special Assessment, $221.11. Oakwood SAD, $122.28. Garbage and Rubbish Collection Fund, $96,050.88. Michigan Indigent Defense Fund, $1,466.66. 9/11 Service Fund, $666.20. NARC Forfeiture, $36.01. Library Fund, $4,801.78. DDA, $69,691.49. Tifa District 2, $149,181.48. 2014 capital improvement bonds, $185,250. Water and Sewer Fund, $652,509.51. Motor Vehicle, $16,426.44. Technology Services, $11,783.05. Retiree Insurance Benefits, $166,418.44. Revolving Fund, $1,850. Current Tax, $514.87. Payroll Fund, $346,389.33. totaling all funds $1,813,762.47.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, to pay warrant number 23-6 for $1,813,762.47. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
No.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, that motion is approved.
Thank you, council. Takes us to number 12, communication.
Yes, Ms. Abdo?
Yes, thank you. 2 weeks ago, the members of the Romulus Rotary met with the executive director of the Fish and Loaves Community Food Pantry. She asked that we inform the Romulus residents that Romulus is one of the 7 communities that Fish and Loaves serves. Fish and Loaves is a community pantry. It's located at 25670 North Line. Romulus residents are eligible to shop at the free community food pantry located on North Line Road in Taylor. Fish and Loaves differs from food giveaways because this is where you can actually go into a store and shop for what you need. And one of the biggest donors to Fish and Loaves is, in fact, Forgotten Harvest. They donate lots of stuff to. Fish and Loaves has asked that you call and schedule an appointment, and I have the phone number here. I'll repeat it, but I also have flyers if you could put it on the website. 734-442-0031. They ask that you schedule an appointment to shop so they have enough volunteers available. They do, however, run a Saturday fresh market where you do not have to schedule. On Saturdays, between 9 and 12, it's just a pull-up fresh market where they give out milk, eggs, vegetables, fruit, and other things. And that's scheduled Saturdays, 9 a.m. to noon. And I will give these flyers to you guys. And then I have one more announcement, if you don't mind.
Sure, go ahead, Ms. Abdo.
Okay, our library director, Patty Braden, will be presenting the history of Romulus and our library on Thursday, March 30th at 6:30 p.m. This is part of our centennial celebration. So I thought let's all come out and show some support for Patty and also learn a little bit more about our history. Hopefully you can all make it at 6:30 at the library.
Thank you, Ms. Abdo.
That's it.
Any other?
Yeah, through the chair.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Abdo, for that information. That's great information. Vanessa covered Hometown Heroes. I just want to reiterate the deadline is April 10th, so she did a great job with that. Thank you, Vanessa. Reverend Willis did an amazing job with the Good Friday Walk. And just to kind of piggybacking a little bit on that, I just love what he said about the Good Friday Walk. It's a great event, and I thank everybody who participates in it, particularly the characters, Mayor, our city treasurer, our city clerk. Well, I don't know, because she was kind of looking crazy, so I was like, we'll talk afterwards. But everybody that participated is a great time, and I just want to put out a special invitation myself. Good Friday is a special day. If you follow the story of the Christian walk. My church, I'm going to do a special invite to people who don't have a church home. To my church, it's Triumph Church. They do a called week of what do they call Resurrection Week. It's actually like a holy week, and it's Road to Resurrection, and they have events from Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all the way leading up to Good Easter or Resurrection Sunday. And we have a lot of musical guests during this week. It's called Holy Week. We have people like Ty Tribbett, John P. Key, Smokey Norfolk, Donnie McClurkin, and then on Resurrection Sunday, which is Easter, we'll have Leandria Johnson and Kirk Franklin as headliners for that resurrection service. These are all free events, All of my free events, no cost, no charge. And the Resurrection Sunday will be held at the Little Caesars Palace. We have previously, in previous years, my pastor has done free parking. His name is Pastor Solomon Kinlock Jr. He has done free parking for these events. I haven't confirmed that, but if anyone that doesn't have a church home and wants to be in the worship service on Resurrection Sunday, Easter, please come out and support at the Little Caesars Arena. It's a great event. Like I said, there's no charge. You just have to come into church, but there's no charge. Like I said, Leandra Johnson will be there. Kirk Franklin will both be there on Resurrection Sunday. And if anybody's interested, I have some Holy Week books. If anybody's interested, I have a couple if anybody is interested in seeing what we're doing for Holy Week leading up to Resurrection Sunday. So thank you for that. And then, Mayor, I don't know if you've announced, but, about our new Leos. Have we talked about it in the council meeting?
No, feel free. The floor is yours.
You know what. So anyway, we have a new Leos, Coney Island in Romulus. And I've been going there. My mom is telling everybody, and the mayor told us about it several weeks ago off camera. But y'all need to check out this place. It is beautiful, it's nice, and everybody is frequenting it. It's the buzz thing. And I'm just excited about it because this is just, to me, a stepping stone for even more greater stuff that's happening in our city. And I'm so excited. Jerry here, and I'm excited with all you're doing, and just a lot of good things. Our mayor just steering our city in such a great direction. It's just our city is buzzing. I've said this before. Our city is buzzing in such a good and positive way. I've always said we're on the precipice of greatness. We just need that little push to get us over, and we are getting there. So thank you, Mayor, and your team, Julie, and Jerry and Kev, and just the team just working together to move our city forward. We're moving, and we're on the precipice of greatness, so thank you. And that's going to lead me to my last one, and that is why I love the city of Romulus. It's that time of year. Our birthday is coming up. What is it, May 2nd? 7th? Our birthday is coming up, and we do this contest. This is our second one, or third, I don't know. But anyway, it's coming up, and we're asking people to get their thinking caps on, get their writing pens and papers out, and start documenting why you love the city of Romulus. So we don't have all the details yet, but I just wanted to put it out there that it's here, and we want to hear from you, the residents, why you love the city of Romulus. And thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Through the chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead, Ms. Webb.
I'm real quick. Today, my daughter called me and said that she was at the Wesleyan Church, I believe, dropping off clothes. And I had not heard anything because my daughter washes her clothes, folds them up, and takes them to the places. So I have a lot of clothes. And I was just wondering if they are doing that we would have some type of, somebody would let us know. But she dropped some off, so.
I believe that was a program that Mr. Godbout from Westland came in front of the city council and spoke about. So there is a box over there. There, I believe, are other locations in the city as well where they are taking clothes, and I believe they package them and send them out. But I don't recall all the details of it, but I do know that he spoke about that here at a city, but it's been quite some time ago.
Well, she just dropped them off today, so it must be really booming. And I have clothes, because I'm not doing a yard sale, but.
Well, I'm sure they would be happy to receive your clothes.
Wish somebody would come and take them. Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Williams?
Yes, I was asked to announce that the In Spite Of concert has been moved from the high school to the location 17101 West 7 Mile Road, Detroit, Michigan. The number is 313-835-5477 for anyone that have questions. There was a lot of things that didn't get worked out, so it came down to moving the location. I really is sad about that, because to have the Detroit Youth Choir to be in our city, it would have been a really great inspiration to the young generation, and even us, So I was asked to announce that. And also Forgotten Harvest, by the school being closed for spring break, we'll start at 10:30 and we'll go as long as 2 o'clock for those that normally come late. So you will be able to catch us tomorrow for those that come late, up until 2 o'clock. And also, I have a question, Mayor, because I've been getting a lot of questions concerning the Superwise store that had the guy that was doing the barbecue. Where are we at with that? Because, I mean, my phones are flooding. And people came from all over, not only just Romulus, but from all over to enjoy that. And so, do you have any updates on that?
Yeah, I believe the chief of staff put all the information in the council packets, but I got a lot of phone calls on that one too. It's been 2 years dealing with non-compliance in that site. We've been working with ownership, offering some solutions. They wouldn't apply to the city or try to follow process at all. And similar to Leo's, I'll give ordinance department in DC Shelby credit for Leo's. You know, trying to raise the level of standard around here. We expect a little bit more in this community. People want to sit on buildings and properties and little investment, and then they make money go somewhere else. We've been trying to work with that property owner for a long time. Brick pavers, build that site out, do something. We're creating an economic environment here for him to succeed, and we can't have somebody selling food. We don't know if the Wayne County Health Department's been involved. It's a disabled vehicle that they're selling them out of. So we get a lot of complaints in our office too about why we're not stepping up and taking action. So we worked with them for a while. They wouldn't comply, so unfortunately they were forced to be writing tickets.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
If I can, Mr. Chair.
Yes,
on
go
that,
ahead,
As the
Madam
mayor,
Clerk.
as the mayor mentioned, is that the chief of staff did provide a complete report. It was in your boxes, so if you didn't get it, you know, as you came in, it should be in your boxes, but it's a nice report that the chief of staff did provide for you. So I believe that's what you have in your hand, Mrs. Webb, I believe so. And if you need another copy, let us know. We'll get you another copy.
Okay.
The
go ahead.
reason I ask, because when we get information, it's not the same as the residents. So I asked the mayor here, because those that watch it can get the same answer. So that's why I did get that information in my box. Thank you, John.
Okay, any other? Well, as you know, Detroit Lions is making some nice moves. We got not only just regular players, but really good players. And I'm very excited. Believe it or not, I got a little following going on the Detroit Lions. So I'm real happy to announce that I think we're going to be real good this year. Mayor?
I'm starting to share your enthusiasm for Honolulu Blue, so I'm starting to drink the Kool-Aid. But don't forget, the Tigers are coming back. I'm a baseball guy. Opening day is next week.
All right.
And also, just one last comment. We talked about the drop boxes that say City of Romulus that are around the community that take clothing to families in need. The city also, you know, it's a deal we did where the city also gets a portion of that proceeds back to us. So it's a contract, I believe, Jazz, I think that you worked on that program too when these boxes came here. So the clothes go to a good cause, and also the city benefits from that as well. So.
Well,
Okay.
I have quite a few clothes. I don't give away
You're just not gonna fold them,
raggedy,
though.
holy clothing. And I wish somebody just come to my house and just in my closets. You're welcome. They're free.
All right.
So, thank you.
Thank you.
If there's no more communication, it takes us to number 13, adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley, for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Webb?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned.